Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is letting the alphabet pick my April TBR. So I'm going to take the first 5 letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, D and E, and I'm going to pick a book that's title starts with every one of them letters, if that makes sense. I think I'm making sense. But yeah, so for A, I'm going to pick a book with a title starting with the letter A. And if I do this video in the future, I will start it from the letter F because I've already gone up to E in this video. So it'll be a continuation of the alphabet rather than starting again from A. And that way, all the letters of the alphabet hopefully will be used in several of these videos. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So the first letter of the alphabet is the letter A, and for the letter A, the book I have picked is the only book on my shelves that begins with the letter A, which is quite surprising to me, to be honest, because I own a lot of books. But yeah, this is the only one I've got that begins with A, and it is Angelica Frankenstein Makes Her Match by Sally Thorne. And this one says on the back, for generations, every Frankenstein has found their true love and equal, unlocking lifetimes of blissful wedded adventure. Clever, pretty, and odd, Angelica Frankenstein has run out of suitors and fears she may become the exception to this family rule. When assisting in her brother Victor's groundbreaking experiments to bring a reassembled man back to life, she realizes that having an agreeable gentleman convalescing in the guest suite might be a chance to let a man get to know the real her. When her handsome scientific miracle sits up on the lab table, her hopes for an instant romantic connection are thrown into disarray. Her resurrected beau, named Will for the moment, has total amnesia and is solely focused on uncovering his true identity. Trying to ignore their heart-pounding chemistry, Angelica reluctantly joins the investigation into his past, hoping it will bring them closer. But when a second suitor emerges to aid their quest, Angelica wonders if she was too hasty inventing a solution. Perhaps fate is not something that can be influenced in a laboratory, or it Will, or whatever his name is, her dream man, tailored for her in every way. So I think this is quite an interesting concept. Her and her brother are doing this experiment, so I think this one's going to be quite interesting. It has been on my shelf for a while. I was going to read it around the autumn time, but never ended up getting round to it, so I think now would be a good time to get round to it. So yeah, that's book 1. So for book 2, the letter B, I have picked Belladonna by Adeline Grace. And this one says, your name is no curse, little bird. I just like the taste of it. Orphaned as a child, Signa Farrow has been raised by a string of guardians, each more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her only remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at Thorngrove, an estate both glittering and gloomy. When a restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned, Signa realises the Hawthorns could be in grave danger, and enlists the help of a surly stable boy to hunt down the killer. But Signa's best chance of uncovering the murderer is in an alliance with Death himself, and as the mystery unfurls, Signa realises their growing connection may be more irresistible than she dared imagine. This one's supposed to be really good. It did blow up a bit on the internet. Quite a few people have said they've loved it, and it is a fantasy. And I do own the first and second books in this series. I've just not got round to reading them yet. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and I'm curious to see what all the hype's about. So this is book 2. For book 3, for the letter C, I decided to pick Call Me Maybe by Steffi Chapman, and this one says, what happens when you meet your teenage heartthrob, when you're both all grown up? When Cassie was 15, all she wanted was to marry Jesse Franklin, the bassist from her favourite band, Franco. Now she's single in her late 20s and wondering what happened to that teenage dream. A chance encounter on Facebook leads to a transatlantic hookup, and soon Jesse and Cassie are having a love affair spanning 5,000 miles. Cassie is on cloud 9 until she hears something that makes her think that Jesse might not be all that he seems. Should Cassie have left her crush in the box marked teenage memories? So this is obviously a romance. Again, I think it's a really interesting concept for the book that she ends up talking to a teenage crush that was in a band, and they end up having a relationship. And I think it's going to be quite light-hearted. I think it's going to be quite fun, and it'll be a nice one to read just as the sun starts coming out. I think now we're getting more towards the summer. I think it'll be quite a good one for a nice sunny afternoon. So yeah, this is book 3. So for the 4th book, I'm using the letter D, and for the letter D, I have decided to pick Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This one is a fairly new release, and I've seen a lot of people read it on the internet. It's supposed to be quite good, and it says on the back, Scarlett Vandermeer is swimming upstream, a junior at Stanford and a student athlete who specialises in platform diving. Scarlett prefers to keep her head down, concentrating on getting into med school and on recovering from the injury that almost ended her career. She has no time for relationships, at least that's what she tells herself. Swim captain, world champion, all-round aquatics golden boy Lucas Blomqvist, I think that's how you say it, thrives on discipline. That's how he wins gold medals and breaks records. Complete focus with every stroke. On the surface, Lucas and Scarlett have nothing in common, until a well-guarded secret slips out and everything changes. So they start an arrangement. And as the pressure leading to the Olympics heats up, so does their relationship. It was supposed to be just a temporary, mutually satisfying fling, but when staying away from Lucas becomes impossible, Scarlett realises that her heart might be treading into dangerous water. So this one is a sports romance, and it is based on swimmers. A sports romance isn't something I would normally pick up, so I'm curious to see whether I like this or not, with it being Ali Hazelwood. I do like Ali Hazelwood's writing. I do like her STEM romances and the other books she's done. I read Bride and I really enjoyed that one. So I'm curious to see if I enjoy this with it being one of her books. And I am looking to get into sports romances a bit more. So maybe this will be the book to do it. We'll see. So that one is book 4. So for book 5, I'm going to be using the letter E, and for the letter E, I've decided to pick Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. And this one says, Eleanor is the new girl in town, and with her chaotic family life, her mismatched clothes and unruly red hair, she couldn't stick out more if she tried. Park is the boy at the back of the bus, black t-shirts, headphones, head in a book. He thinks he's made himself invisible. But not to Eleanor. Never to Eleanor. Slowly, steadily, through late-night conversations and an ever-growing stack of mixtapes, Eleanor and Park fall for each other. They fall in love the way you do the first time when you're young and you feel as if you have nothing and everything to lose. So this book is a YA. I think it's going to be a cute little romance. I think it's going to be quite heartwarming. Again, I think it'll be a nice one to read on a sunny afternoon. I thought that one would be a nice one to read as we're coming into April. So that's book 5. So just to recap, the 5 books that I have picked for the month of April are Angelica Frankenstein Makes Her Match by Sally Thorne, Belladonna by Adeline Grace, Call Me Maybe by Steffi Chapman, Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, and Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. So they are the 5 books that I picked for April. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please like, comment and subscribe underneath, and I will see you all again next week.